Morning, my goodness, we have been hard at it this morning, all morning, to bring, oh, hang on, what cupboard door isn't shut? Probably that one. There we go, it's better. Oof. Can't let you peek in there. Good morning, good morning. Yes, so we've been hard at it this morning, my goodness. We have got a lot to bring you this morning. This is just half of it. There's another pile over there. Basically, there's always a story, isn't there, right? There's always a story. What happened was, I can't even remember who it was now because it was ages ago. Someone asked me to source some zips with pretty ends to them. I thought, how hard can it be? It's taken me ages. It's taken me absolutely ages. And in trying to source zips with pretty zip-pulley bits on them, I stumbled across the wonderful world of lace zips. Now, I've had lace zips in the past and sort of made various pouches and whatnot with them. But I wanted to find a really lovely pattern for you. I wanted to create something that was really fun and a little bit different to really showcase these zips. And then, of course, part of that is finding the right fabric so that the zips really ping. Now, I know that some of you have said this morning, oh, I love this collection, but I'd like it with a different zip. What I would say to you is grab the fabric that you want. Any spare zips have been loaded to the website now. Okay, but there are some that I have none of. There's some that I've only got like 2 of. So if there is a specific colour that you want to go with your fabric, because actually what I've discovered this morning is that you can get both style of pouch out of the fabric, but I've only got one zip. The zips are the expensive bits this morning. And this is what we're making. So we're making a pyramid pouch. I love this one. So all of the zips have this star detail and the little star zip pull there. And this is one that I've made for my son. And he's going to absolutely love that because as we've gone on, I don't know if you've noticed, but every time we've had this Liberty fabric out, I've been like, I'll just make that for Freddie. I've absolutely enjoyed it. And this is the very last one of them. So this is the very last of this fabric that I've got from Liberty. Treasures in the Sky it's called. So if you want that one, and then look, you see when you open it, you get that splash of orange in there. You can do it the other way around if you want. With these, it's entirely up to you. You can do it so that the outside, and so that's what I've made sure each of these kits has a contrasting fabric so that if I had chosen to do the orange on the outside, that zip still would have shown up and been absolutely gorgeous. So that's one way. And this whole thing kind of came about when I had to do a show on Hochanda and showcase the beautiful butterfly fabric, which I don't have in stock yet. And I thought, oh, well, you know, what if you had a plain outside, but then when you open it up, you had something rather spectacular inside. So that I did on the show, and I'd never made one quite like this before, but I'd sort of thought about how I would do it. So I've made some eeks and tweaks to the pattern, and it has now come as a pattern. Karen says, morning Tash, you might have to shout this morning. I'm on the overlocker. Oh, you went for the Jaguar, didn't you? Very nice. So this is the pouch. This is one of the pouches. Like I say, out of each kit, if you buy another zip to go on top, then you can get 2 pouches. One like this, one like this. The instructions are separate because it might be that you just want that one or you just want that one. It's entirely up to you. So it's kind of modular this morning. You build what you would like, and we'll go from there, really. Okay, who have we got with us this morning? Let's have our little roll call, shall we? I hope last week was good to you. It was pretty shockingly bad here. I've ended up with a horse in hospital. No good, but he will be home hopefully midweek. Colic. Oh, don't normally get colic where we keep our horses, but he had let's just say a little obstruction at the back end, and so yeah, ended up with colic, poor boy. So he's going to be back hopefully midweek, but it's been a bit of a worry. Who have we? Anyway, I'm just scrolling through. We've got Julie. You were an early bird this morning. Julie and Claire and Karen and Janet, good morning. And Pam and Jan and Philomena, what a great name. And Heather, good morning. And Debbie and Kaz, good morning. Come on, Kaz, how many are you going for this morning? Last night she's like, I want them all. I need them all. I've tried to, okay, that was the other way, the other reason I didn't put instructions with them. So many of you said that you wanted multiples. I thought it's not fair to add the cost of instructions on. And it might be that you don't want instructions or that you can work it out for yourself. All these things are possible. Deborah says, lovely lady, can't wait for creative grids. That's tomorrow, Deborah. I do have brand new creative grids. And for those of you that wanted the brand new mask creative grid template that gives you 3 different sizes of mask, which we will demo tomorrow, I've just loaded more stock for you. So if you were after those, more stock is now on the website. And who else have we got? Cheryl and Joanne and Karen and Lynn. Good morning, good morning. Lynn, have you stopped stroking your fabric yet? And Beverly and Elizabeth. Elizabeth, isn't your brother lovely? Bless him. And Sil and Fiona, good morning. And Helen and another Helen who says, hi Natasha and the Makes team. Tell you what, it has been teamwork this morning. It has been. Oh, Nikki started her William Morris face masks. Oh, I didn't mention this actually. You know how we had the whole debacle over, I ordered the panels that came in 6s and they sent me all the 5s. So all the masks that I ordered, we had to send out an extra, anyway, we had to do a little makeup and an apology and everything else. So then I ordered more of the blue because you all asked for more of the curved and the flat in the blue. Guess which ones arrived? The 6. You couldn't write it. You honestly couldn't write it. I was like, well, where were these a week ago then? So they are now on the website. Gotta love suppliers. Love them. They are now on the website for those of you that wanted the blue William Morris face masks that had sold out. Oh, it's all good fun and games, isn't it? Helen said, Connie, hello. Nikki says, morning Tash, hope you're well. Oh yeah, another one that started a face mask as well. And Eliza Jane, hello from a dull Exeter. Well, hopefully it won't be too dull now. Cassandra's watching, hello, and Heidi and Claire. Oh, masks from the fabrics cutter. Excellent. And Fiona says, thank you for selling the zip separately. Look, here's the thing, right? When I loaded these last night, well, actually, no, when I went through the fabrics and I put ready to kit last night, had so much fun. It took me a bit longer than I'd expected. Yeah, so many of you were like, can we have the zips separately? Look, I'm not going to lie, the zips are not cheap. They're $2.99 each. Get what you pay for. They're really pretty. Really pretty. Val says, you got a pressing mat this morning. Can't wait to try it. Well, get yourself a project and get going, Val. Yes, absolutely. Laurie's with us. Jackie's with us. Dawn's with us. Good morning. And Wendy and Debbie and Karen and Ems. Good morning. And Sue as well. And Lisa and Jill. Hello. Laurie, I spoke to the vet this morning. She says, how's the horse? Well, I spoke to the vet this morning. He's having his lungs scoped. He's also had a cough as well. So I thought, in for a penny, in for a pound. He can have the whole lot done while he's at horse hospital. He's not going to thank me, is he, at all? And of course, because of the blinking virus, I can't go and visit him either. So I just had to wave him off with the horse transporter last week. And they've taken little photos and stuff to show the kids. Because, of course, it would be the horse that the kids ride every day, wouldn't it? Yeah. Of course it would. Jan said, gonna have to watch later. Phone isn't picking up Wi-Fi from the house. Dull. Anyway, we'll be here later, don't worry. Oh, Sue said that she made a small triangle pouch for coins and keys and you use it all the time. This is quite a large one. You can upscale it or downscale it. Absolutely. And Cheryl says that she's loving these zips so much. Absolutely. Absolutely. What I might have to do then is, because this is the version for the zip on the outside, and if you need, then I can always write up a version, maybe a smaller one for zips, just like normal zips. But I really love the stars, I'm not going to lie. Shall we have a look then at which ones I've got for you? There were so many. We had to alphabetically label them. Oh, the other thing is that if you wanted a pack of zips, now these are ever so slightly smaller. The zips in the pack are 10 inch, they're 25 centimeters. These are 8 inch, but it's almost a rainbow. I couldn't get a red one, but it's quite dark orange. But they're bright and fun and rather gorgeous. So, but they're just your normal lace heart, the lace ones, not the star ones. But these are in a pack of 5. They're on the website. So if you wanted those in your stash, they are not that easy to get hold of. Or if they are, they're blinking expensive. There we go. So there they are. And they're great fun. So if you want those, I've got some packs, not many, just a few on the website, but you can add them into your stash. And with the patterns, I do say how to adjust 4 different zip lengths. So there we go. I think I will have to do a smaller version as well, because I thought they would be perfect for keeping all your little clips and things in. I have listened to you. Some of you said, oh, I don't need, because these are back in stock, I don't need 50 tiny clips. That feels like a lot. Well, these are the Iddly Diddly ones. So the 50 packs, these are back in stock, and they are your Iddly Biddly, like really, really, really tiny ones. Bing, 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 bing. So they are back in stock, as many as I could get. But for those of you that think 50 is too much, you've obviously never used them. Then look, the next size up is available in packs of 25. But they're just really handy, and they've got all your marks on the back so that you know how far in you've clipped. So if you want 25, then they're slightly larger. They're your little Iddly Biddly ones. And yeah, there we go. So I listened, and I got you packs 25 as well. They just come in a bag. They don't come in a little, but to be honest, that's not really a special jar, it's just plastic. So that's why I need to do mini pyramids, don't I, so that we can keep these sorts of things in them. Right, let's have a look at the fabric. So first off, and I have to say, this is a bit special. Whew. Right. I've been wanting to bring this to air and wanting to bring this to air. Yeah. Yeah, I know. See if I can bring him down a little bit there. I don't know if I can do it and keep that in there. Can we see him there? Yes. I have, this is the most I have of any stock. But look, so this is what I mean about the zip. So the zip for me had to stand out whether you wanted to use this on the outside or whether you open up your pouch and ta-da! This is an amazing surprise. And then the same with the other fabric. Okay. So that was the whole challenge for me, was to find fabrics, and I am just going to clamp that in there, was to find fabrics that worked beautifully together, but then also worked with a zip. So that if you wanted to use it with that, it would show up beautifully against that purple. And so that was my challenge. And I thought this was my favourite, but to be honest, there are so many that are absolutely gorgeous this morning. I couldn't call it. I absolutely couldn't call it. And and that's tricky. But look at that. Divine. Divine. Now you see Inga's folded all these this morning. I cut them all, and then she folds. She folds neater than I do. Anyone that used to watch Sewing Quarter will know that. Folding is not my forte. Right, we've got a lot to get through this morning. So I will try really hard to just hold these up. All of the zips are stars. Okay, the next one is Liberty. And again, this is pretty much the last of the Liberty fabric that I have. It's Nebula. But you see, look, so whether or not you open up into the stars, then the zip will contrast with both, and it carries through that star theme beautifully, beautifully, beautifully. Julius this morning, Natasha, watching from sunny Bathgate. I have no idea where that is. Absolutely none. My geography is shocking. So, Pat Bravo. Ha ha. Bit special, right? A bit special. I tried this with pink zips, orange zips, yellow zips, green zips, all the zips. And actually, what I loved most was this zip. So I went with that. But picking up the dark green there, yeah, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. This is Art Gallery Fabrics. Their slogan is feel the difference, and you really can. It is beautiful, beautiful. The fibres that they use are kind of long, so there's a sleekness to their cottons. It's really special because I remember asking about it because I wanted to find out, because generally their fabrics are so much more expensive than normal cottons. I'm like, why is this? And it's just because of the quality of them. They're exceptional. We couldn't, of course, have a morning without a spot of Phillip Jacobs. This is Phillip Jacobs designing under his own label, Snow Leopard. But how gorgeous is that? You've got a turquoise there, and then again, that pink zip that sits so beautifully with the green. And this one is called Pelargonias. Yeah. For all those florally people out there, there we go. That's that one. Right, next up is, this is a fabric called Mistral. Ooh. And I have to say, it's by Melissa White, who is fast becoming, I think, one of my new favourite, I say new favourite designers. She's been designing for a while, but new to me. I'm like, where has she been all my life? Yeah, this is E. We're working our way through. So I thought that was a bit special. Love these colours here. And then, how about that? So whatever happens, you're always going to see that zip. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that just so pretty? Now again, with all of these, I have pretty... morning, sir. Theo. Oh, hi. Yeah, no, you don't have to walk on everything. You don't. Just a note, by the way, obviously we do have a studio cat, as you can all see. So if you do have any animal allergies, pre-wash your fabrics if you're buying from us. We have added a disclaimer to the website to that effect because it did dawn on us that, you know, Theo is around and about, and also we all have animals here, so it might not be that Theo's actually been anywhere near the actual fabrics. It could just be that some fur comes up. I don't know how strong people's allergies are, so just a thought there. Just pre-wash or do whatever you need to do. Now here we go. These are your peonies. And I've put this with a hot tomato. Yeah, gorgeous. picking up that hot red in there. The pinks and the reds in this are just gorgeous. So we've got that. It is hard to choose, I know, but I've tried to keep this so that the pricing is really reasonable. These are all just $9.99 a set. And like I said, you'd be able to get, if you pick up another zip, you can always make 2. This one is your forest floor. Loads of you going crazy for that in the Half Meter Heaven last week. Forest floor with vanilla, and look at that lovely taupe zip. Very earthy, that bundle. I thought very earthy, lovely. Next one is Amy Butler, and this is Natural Beauty, and your turquoise. Haha, had to be done. I love turquoise and red together. So then when I saw the Amy Butler, and again, this is the very last of my Amy Butler, then it's gone, of course, she's not designing anymore. So I put a few little Amy Butlers in, just, you know, for old time's sake. So that's that in there with that. And then I'm going to demo with the next one, which is, of course, your Phillip Jacobs. It's your poppies, Shirley poppies. I don't know what difference Shirley poppy is to another poppy. Shirley poppy. But again, that's stunning. Oh, I've got the zip round the wrong way. Those stunning blues. Love it, love it, love it. And these are all, like I say, all on the website. And then, oh yeah, another little Amy Butler, which is this one here. How well do those greens work? I was really pleased with this one. I was like, yes, yes, yes. And I thought, you know, some of these you can make for boys, for men, help them tidy up their areas. So that's the first batch for you. Let me put those there and get you. I've been working, do you know what? I've had the best time. As a general rule of thumb, you wouldn't normally give more than like 5 choices because it's too much. But they were just too gorgeous. I couldn't resist. When the zips arrived. I was like, oh. So which ones are you going for? Have you already shopped ahead? Because like I said, I've got limited on these. Now then, loads of you last night were absolutely loving this one. And that's why. So it is your Phillip Jacobs 4K facet. So of course you've got that colour combination coming in there, which meant that I then had to think, well, what would Brandon say? Because Brandon's getting me thinking about colour. And one of you said that, I think it was you, Sue, that actually you wanted a pink zip with this, which was another reason why I put the zips up separately. But honestly, a pink zip would just get lost. You wouldn't see it. I did try it for you, but it would just get lost. Whereas this brings in that beautiful green over there, and against that pink looks absolutely lush and pops. So lots of you last night were oohing and ahhing over this one. So there we go. That is that option for you with the green. And then, oh, let's have some Cafe. Yeah, Cafe spots with a dark purple zip. How stunning is that? And doesn't it look great against the green? So again, trying to find this way to make everything stand out and yet also have some harmony there. So absolutely loving that combo as well. Then, you see this one, I adore. It's really hard to have a favourite, really hard, because you've got that acid orange and then you've got these beautiful carp with the cherry blossom, that's the one. So I wanted to then just bring in that grey zip there, but how feminine and delicate and beautiful is that, whilst being zesty and gorgeous all in one go. Tricky, right? Tricky to know which ones to go for. Then again, Amy Butler. I'm coming to the end of my Amy Butler stashes. So if you are after any Amy Butler fabric, she has stopped designing now. So when they're gone, they're gone. That is called Hopscotch, but doesn't it look lovely with that raspberry? Jane says she's looking forward to this morning's demos. I'm very excited about my parcels that are on the way. Yay! And Geraldine says, hi Natasha, missed last week's shows, looking after my mum and working, but she's a lot better now. I'm very glad to hear it, Geraldine. Very glad to hear it. Nice to have your company. Oh, now this is another one that I absolutely love. It's Phillip Jacobs again. This is Malvern. Oh, Karen, I will talk to my supplier today. I've chopped up the rest of that Malvern, but I'll see if I can get another bolt of it for you. I'm assuming it's for dressmaking. So stuff that's already cut into half meters ain't going to cut it for you. But look at this. So I've put a navy zip with this. Ooh, 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 ooh. Stunning, stunning, stunning. Phillip Jacobs, Malvern. He's a clever chap, isn't he? Oh, now this is the one that I made my pouch of. So that's the inside colour. That's the Liberty fabric. And then you see, look, so you've picked out, well, I've picked out the orange of the spaceship, which works with that. There's lots of orange in here. And then you've got your gorgeous zips there, which of course echo the stars there. It all works an absolute treat. It's like the fabric was made for it. But again, that's the last of that fabric. Now this is one that I've only ever had on air once before, very, very early on. It was for a bag with Mrs. H. It's called Gloria. I think this was SJ's favourite in the end. And it's very sophisticated, this one. But again, echoing that star in there with your chocolate coloured zip and your cappuccino coloured lining, which picks up this cappuccino coloured here, all textured, all very, very lovely, and like I say, sophisticated. So that's called Gloria, and isn't she glorious? And then here, this is your Farnham fabric. Bit beautiful, isn't it? And how gorgeous with that zip. Now, of course, there's no reason why you couldn't do one half of your pouch that colour and one half that colour. But that is your Farnham. That's a Phillip Jacobs design there. And I thought it looked gorgeous with the purple. So, you know, put it with the purple. Now, I know that a lot of you are going crazy for this one. It's a great design, isn't it? It's from the Bee's Knees collection, and it's called Dot Orbs. But actually, if I spin that over, whoops, it's got my labels on. How beautifully does that blue go? And I just thought it looked absolutely gorgeous against that purple. I hope you guys agree, because I've had the best time popping all these different colours together. There you go. So that's that option. We're getting to the end now. Look, I've only got a little part. This is from Barry J. And again, Art Gallery fabrics, so absolutely exquisite. First time that we've stocked Barry J for you. But I felt that such feminine, delicate fabrics called for a really feminine, delicate zip. Such a beautiful design. So that's called Anna Elise, the fabric. It's by Barry J. And there's your purple lilac fabric to go with it. And then this is Pat Bravo. This is also from the Carnaby Street range. How fun is that? Absolutely gorgeous. And then teamed with a pink zip. Beautiful. Beautiful. And again, this is Art Gallery fabrics. Their fabrics are divine. They normally are really expensive. So, you know. Oh, and this is Melissa White again. Now, actually, when you open it up, it's a tree. And I've put it with that dark purple again. And how gorgeous does that dark purple look against that acid orange? Just beautiful. And of course you've got that acid orange in there as well. Stunning. I've had so much fun. I've had so much fun. I hope you like them. I really do. Now this is Phillip Jacobs Begonia. Now, with the bottle green and the red, it suddenly hit me that actually if I put a red zip with it, it could almost be a little bit Christmassy, couldn't it? Or not. It's entirely up to you. Entirely up to you. But there we go. First time I think we've seen that fabric. Certainly there are a few in here that it's the first time that we've seen. Oh, and then I wasn't going to do any more. But I did then find that I'd left behind the orange zip. So of course I had to have a rummage through my stash to see what had orange in. Oh, Kaif. Of course he's got an orange in there, and orange and purple, beautiful together. So I threw a few of those in to the mix. Now then, tell me, which ones have you gone for? Which ones do you love? I really hope you like them. Really hope you like them. Oh, Fiona's back, slight detour to make sure I got the zips ordered. Yeah, got to be careful, got to be careful. Like I say, I don't have loads of stock of any of this morning. Jane says that she's loving her stripology, which she's been using this morning. So much easier. Can't wait for her mini one to arrive. Now, the stripologies are back in stock. I've sent out a whole load this morning. Oh, windy in Torrington, says Donna. Good morning. Well. Oh, hello, April. She's watching in Australia. A bit gloomy in East Sussex today. Oh, no, my mum won't be happy. She's East Sussex as well. Good morning, Rachel. Do we know which ones we like? Oh, it's decisions. Right. Do you want to see how to make it now? We're going to do 2 demos kind of concurrently. I think that's the right word. And I've sort of started one. We've seen this. Right. With these, they use an interfacing. Now, I haven't added this in because I don't know about you, but I've got a box full of interfacing. So I wouldn't actually need to buy any extra interfacing. But if you don't have any interfacing, I'm going to work. These were both done with light, super light interfacing. Just gives it just that little bit of extra texture. I'm going to make the one today out of a medium weight. So I'm going to make this one out of a medium weight so that you can see the difference in weight. Now, as you can see, this is quite a large pouch, but it holds its shape. No problem at all. That's no problem. But I want you to see what it's going to be like with a medium weight interfacing. So we'll do that today. And this one, like I say, has been worked with a lightweight. I'm going to stick with lightweight. I'm really happy with lightweight. Now, the very first thing that we are going to do is turn on the iron. Oh, hang on. Got a stock update. The forest floor is gone, and the John Loudon carp are gone, and the zips are nearly all gone. Oh my goodness me! Well done if you've got all of those. Yeah, well done. Anything else I need to know? No, right, good. Just checking. Well done. Now, the instructions, like I say, are being sold separately. You might not feel like you need the instructions. You might have worked with these zips before, in which case, fine. You might have patterns that you want to use. I don't want to force my instructions on you. All right. If they are of use, then great. There are many ways, as ever, of doing this. This is a method that I choose, that I like to do. And so it's all good. Now, like I say, the instructions will give you the sizings and everything to cut. Boring watching me cut. So I've done that. And then I'm going to add an interfacing. I add the interfacing to the main body of the fabric. And for the purposes of this demonstration, I've gone with the poppies. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And so lightweight interfacing. If you haven't worked with an interfacing, what I would say is get yourself a Teflon pressing sheet. They are still available on the website. And actually, I did think I did it because I had to source these separately because they're out of stock everywhere. So I had to stock an unnamed brand, which is absolutely good as gold. I've been using it and I love it. And it's actually bigger than some of the name brands. So really convenient. Oh, didn't quite make that long enough. Oh well, pop it in the middle. Should have possibly read my own instructions. So I could either add a little bit on or just go with it. I think I'm just going to go with it. Just going to go with it. Read my instructions. I should have. Fold over your pressing mat. Make sure that you've got the glue bubbles the right way round. Oh, we're off to a flying start, aren't we? The glue bubbles the right way round. Tell you what, we just had one of those weeks last week. But the beauty of it is, and this is why I always use a pressing sheet, it doesn't matter when you press it on the wrong way. It simply doesn't matter. Because it's Teflon, it's non-stick, I just peel it off and it's absolutely fine. And we are good to go again. Here we go. So just press, 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 press. There we go. Very convenient, of course, to have the old pressing mat just here, ready to go, always ready to go. And then just move it along one last time. Do you realise I've got to remember how to make two things and at which stage I'm at on both of them? Why do I do this to myself? Why couldn't I just have done one and had an easy morning? No, it's Monday, isn't it? We're going to make lots on a Monday. Right, okay, that is on. Well, at least I'm assuming it's on. Take your pressing sheet out of the way. We've managed to press it on the right way. This is excellent news. Decide which way round is your right side of your fabric. Let's give that a very quick press while we're there. It's got a few little creases in. Housekeeping shocking around here, you know. Ba, 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 ba. Someone wrote on Facebook the other day, oh, the best press sprays, they make me cough. I have a lung condition called blah, 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 blah. Guys, can I just say, like, if you have allergies and lung conditions and stuff like that, please don't be spraying stuff. Or, you know, please take the precautions. I can't put disclaimers for everything that anybody might possibly have anywhere. Just you know, if you have a lung condition and you know that spraying anything sets you off, don't use best press. Don't use it, don't use it, don't use it. We want to keep you safe and we want to keep you healthy. Personally, I love the smell of them. They're great. Now, we are going to go, oh, changed my foot. We're going to go and sew a seam. Should probably show you. We're going to start off. I'm not really telling you what we're doing, am I? We're going to start off with this one this morning, and you can do this, and you can have it in the middle. You can have it off to one side. It's entirely up to you. So this is the one that we're starting with. So we've got our two lengths, our outer and our inner, or lining and outer, and I've interfaced the outer, and now I'm going to stitch down each of the short sides. This is all in your instructions. Seam allowance, doesn't really matter, to be honest. Here we go. Janet, Natasha, I'm still waiting on part of your order. Janet, I don't know because I'm doing a show, and that will be info at Natasha Makes, because SJ deals with all of that. What I do know is that some of our suppliers have been really slow in getting us stuff. And some stuff has been caught in the post. Some people who dispatch on our behalf, it's called dropship, have had real problems with getting stuff out of London. They're posting it on time, but it's taken an age to come out of London. So if you can message your details across to info@natashamakes.com, and yeah, I'm sure SJ is on it for you. There we go. But again, please don't put your order queries on Facebook, because I can easily miss it, and I don't want you being sad because you think I'm ignoring you. It's not. It's just, especially with the week I've had, I've barely been on Facebook. So anybody that's put any queries on Facebook regarding orders, it's not going to be seen, and then you're going to, yeah. So avoid that disappointment, and it's just info@natashamakes.com. SJ deals with all of that, because I don't have the time right now, because I'm busy packaging up all the orders and sorting the shows. So it's just not, it's not where my, that's not my thing. It's other people's thing. So turn it through the right way. We now have a seam, haha. And again, if you're worried about how to do that, get a little pokey tool and sort of poke out that seam as you go. Just along there like that. Finger press, and then, yeah, no, I don't mean to sound flippant about orders, but that I can't, if you put it in the main body of the text under a show, it's likely to get lost, and I want you to get the answers that you need. So please, you know, let's go through the right channels. And like I say, at the moment there are lots of reasons. Interestingly, because you know I told you about the post office the other day that had lost in the past over £1,000 worth of orders for me. I was chatting to them the other day, and turns out that another woman that uses their services has had a whole bag go missing as well. And guess what? She does cross stitch. So it seems to be, I will get to the bottom of all this, it seems to be craft goods that go missing. Just leave that there. I will get to the bottom one day. Right, okay. So lining fabric or outer fabric, it's up to you. But when you decide which one is which, then what I would say is there are two ways to do this. We're going to put the zip in now. Let's go with this one. And you can use my friend wash away quilter's tape. I wouldn't use normal quilter's tape for this, for the simple reason that the quilter's tape is slightly wider than that little top bit there. So you will end up, and I can show you this, because this was my prototype. Can you see there's slight shine underneath the gaps there? So what I would say is, if you use quilter's tape, use a wash away one, so that when you pop that through the wash, that will disappear. Okay, not just your normal one. That would be my top tip. So you can use a quilter's tape to hold the zip in place, but use a wash away one. What I'm going to do today is use, because I want to use stuff that I know you have, because I know that you've already bought it from me, and that is the Txt Glue. Lots of you use this. Now this is a fabric hardener as well as a glue and a medium. It does all sorts of different things. A tiny, tiny, tiny bit is what's needed. So just on that top edge there, you are just going to put a little run of glue. And it really, oops, really is just a tiny, tiny bit along there. And when you've done that, it just rubs off your fingers quite easily. You are going to, look, I can show you here. Tiddly bit of glue just along there. Can you see it? Yeah. Now, when I put this against the zip, I'm going to turn my zip the wrong way around. And you can see when this zip opens and shuts, I've just got to be careful to avoid that bit there. So when I place it on, I'm going to place it on along that bit. So I'm going to put that face down onto my mat, like so. And then, hang on, do I want that? Right. I'm just trying to work out which way around I want everything. I'm just going to place that along the line of my zip that doesn't interfere. So we just opened it and shut it, didn't we? Okay. Opened it and shut it, making sure that we were on the right track there. If there's any excess glue, just take it away. That's absolutely fine. So then that will sit beautifully on there. Leave that just for a couple of moments. And then we'll do the other side. All right. So in the I mean, you can leave it and completely to dry and then stitch there, then glue the next and then stitch that side. But what I found works equally well is just to go in, put your glue down the next side. Don't use too much, just a little bit along there. Put a bow. Now this is the only slightly tricky bit because you've got to kind of go back in on yourself and get that right point there. And then just adjust it. Make sure you're in the right place, that you've left enough of a gap for that zip to open up. And you'll just sort of see a channel there and there. And when you've got it in place, and all I'm doing is I'm lifting that up and just looking down and checking that I'm not on where that zip is going to lie. Okay, and then I'm going to put it to one side and let the glue do its thing. And look, here's one I magically prepared earlier. So once you've done that and the glue is set, really doesn't take very long. But you don't want to go at it while the glue's tacky because you don't want to gum up your needle, okay? And like I say, you can use wash away tape. That's absolutely fine, but just don't use the normal quilter's tape, use the wash away version because then you can wash it away. So, gosh, which side did I stitch down? I've already done one side to stitch down. Let's switch across and see. I'm going to come down this way, so I need to put my foot on that aside. Oh, the things we need to remember. And then let's show you here. So I have stitched down this side, and look, you are just catching that seam, but my goodness, how pretty does that look? So now I'm going to do this side. So this has been glued, and that's just glue basting. That's all we're doing. Then we're going to pop that foot down there. Now, where I'm going to stitch is going to be, I'm going to catch it just above the stars. That's all I'm going to do, just above the stars. As I come down, I'm going to start slightly off and down we go. You will open the zip for this, okay. And down we go. Take it nice and easy, nice and slow. I don't normally work in a colour that's opposite so that you can see. But here we go. Just making sure that nothing is getting in the way, because obviously that zip is attached at the end. So just make sure that everything stays out of your way and that your zip is open to its fullest point. And then when you get down to this point, you will just have to jiggery poke it a little bit. But with the instructions that I've given you and the measurements, this is why I say whatever zip length you use, go for like an inch shorter in terms of, because then you can have some of it hanging off the end to make that really easy. So now what I've got is my zip installed and done. Okay. Elizabeth says your colour matching is exquisite. Elizabeth, thank you. That means the absolute world. I just love colour. I absolutely love it. And talking of people who love colour, of course, it's coming up to that time of year again where I get to go and have my annual interview with Kaif. Very exciting. So I've got that to look forward to this month. That will be happening. Now, this now is for you to decide. Do you want to have it so that is going to be right in the middle of your pouch? Do you want to have it so that it's part way down? This is you. This is for you to decide how you want yours to be. Okay, this is where you become the designer. I like to put mine just slightly up. Just gives it something a little bit more interesting, I feel. So I put it to where it feels interesting to me. All right, and then I'm going to go in with 1/4 of an inch seam down both those sides. Okay, so 1/4 of an inch seam down both those sides. I will, of course, have to open that across, but we'll come down here. And when I put my zip placement in, and I'll show you as I do this, when I put my zip placement in, I made sure that the metal bit was off the end so that when I come to sew along there, I'm not going to have to sew over that metal bit there. Change my feet over. Dooby-dooby-doo. Whoops, there it goes. Make sure I'm on 1/4 of an inch. The reasons for why will become clear shortly. And of course, it has chewed it. Haha, doesn't matter. Just start a little bit further in and off we go. Go gently over the zip. Don't go hell for leather. It is a nylon zip, but still, do not go hell for leather. My needle is due to be changed after this project, but there's absolutely no point in changing it before this project because, you know. Ta-da! And then down the other side. Now, of course, I am going to open that zip now, okay, and stitch down. Now I'm also going to pop a little clip there, so then I know that all is good with the world. Forwards, backwards, forwards again, and down we go. And this will feel all sorts of weird because yes, you are sewing the wrong side. Well, it's the right side, but you would kind of think it's the wrong side. Ooh. Lower the press foot, cut that, off we come. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we're going to trim these seams. First of all, I'm just going to come in and cut those zips off there. Now, I have a rotary cutter, but I'm not going to lie, its blade needs changing. If you have one whose blade needs changing, use that one and just trim that back to a proper 1/4 of an inch. Okay, but bearing in mind you will go over that zip. It's got some nicks and whatnot in it already, that blade. So I sort of keep it for this kind of stuff. And then trim it back. And again, these are little updates. So a lot of you might have seen me make this pouch for the first time on Hochanda as a bit of an experiment, which obviously terrified the poor presenter and producer that I was working with, because they're like, of course you want to try something brand new for the first time, you know, live on air. But as I said to them, look, it's either going to work or it's not. If it works, great, happy days. I'll go and write up the pattern. If it doesn't work, then, you know, doesn't matter, does it? It just shows where I went wrong and you should learn from it. So I've sewn down both sides there, there and there. Open your zip. Turn it inside out. And this is the beauty of this pattern, because what we're now going to do is, and again, poke out your edges gently. If you've got your mini turning tools, then fine. And we are going to now, so align everything again. Really make sure all those seams, and if you want to, just give it a little press so that you know that all the way along there, and roll those seams. Do whatever it is that you need to do to make sure that those seams are all poking out. I'm going to bring it over here and give it a little press. I'm going to bring that zip in slightly. I don't want the star getting caught. And then I'm going to come in 1/2 inch either side, and sew 1/2 inch down, which will encapsulate that 1/4 inch seam. So I will do that on both sides. Say 1/2 inch. I'll go 5/8 because that's there. There we go. So just, if you want to just clip that as it comes down there. So basically what we're creating is a French seam. And if you want to go back and forth a little bit at that point over that zip, oh, you might want to see this, mightn't you? There you go. Back and forth over the zip. And then down you go. Go a bit slower than me. And that has now encapsulated all those raw edges. And then I'm going to do the same down this side. Please make sure that your zip is open Oh, it has to be, doesn't it? Because you've turned it through. And this way, I'm going with a 5/8. You can use a 1/2 inch if you want, but 5/8, and I know I'm safe. Again, forwards and back, a little bit over that zip. Down we go. There we are. Dawn says she's loving the zips. Right, yes. So we've done that now. Turn back through. And what we have now is an exquisite pouch. And again, get your pokey tool up into those corners. Gently, gently, gently. But you can ease all those corners out. Got a little bit of interfacing on that one. You'll give it a little press, but what you then have is something rather like that, that when it is then opened, has a gorgeous inside, contrast inside, which is why it was really important. Now, you could have had it so that the purple is on the outside, and then when you open it, you might be opening up to see all of this. It's entirely up to you. But that is pouch number 1. Ta-da! Yeah. Might even give it a little press. I just think they're beautiful. And whether you want to put your makeup in there, your pens in there, whatever you want to do. But you see, just in using that little bit, tiny little bit of glue, there we are. How gorgeous is that? And that pouch is now ready for action. And you can see, so if you went for the collection of 5 zips, those, then it's slightly smaller. So you can just see the difference in size pouch that would make. These are the zips that come in your kit. And that is the size pouch that makes. Okay, okay. Number 1, done. Okay. Let's have a look at pouch number 2, shall we? So what I discovered this morning is that if you get a second zip, then with your fabric you can actually make both style of pouch out of your kit. Okay, or you just have a whole load of fabric left over to play with. Either way, it's no hardship, is it? So what we will do is now cut this down, and again, all your measurements, and you still get stuff left over. I'm going to keep hold of that. All your measurements are in your kit, in your instructions, or you know, you might be someone that makes these all the time, so you don't need them, and you just not want a little refresher to watch a demo, and you're all good. So sometimes I put instructions in, sometimes I don't. Now, what we will do first of all, keep that to one side, our offcuts. I mean, it's pretty special, right? And that is, I'm going to interface it. Now, the other I interface with a light interfacing. This one I'm going to interface with a medium interfacing. And again, exactly the same way, I'm going to get my Teflon pressing sheet I'm going to put that face down. I'm going to put this possibly even the right side. I mean, you know, who knows today. Pop that on there, pop that on there. And then press. Press, 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 press. What are you all doing this week? Come on, who's got a hair appointment? My sister-in-law sells hairbands. She's got a company called Pop Bands, and they're really kind to your hair. They're really gorgeous, and Emily uses them, I use them, we all use them. Stevens gets much longer, he'll have to use them too. But I know that it's, my mum has reached, when she says, have you got any of Lou's hairbands anywhere that, you know, you might be able to send me, because it's got so long I've got to tie it back. But yeah, if you need a hairband, Pop Bands, very kind to your hair. She's not actually wearing one today, I've got it clipped. Interfacing my other side as well. Anything else I need to know today? Eliza Jane, if you've sent me a personal message on Facebook, I don't pick them up. So just email info@natashamakes.com. If it is a personal message, then SJ will just pass it along to me. So, but honestly, things get lost on Facebook. Like I say, I've had one hell of a week with the horse and everything being ill. Of course, they don't just do being ill one at a time. Maud's had an ear infection as well. So it's just been one of those weeks. So apologies for not picking that up. But like I say, really messages on Facebook for me, I can't guarantee that I will pick them up, which is why we have the info@natashamakes.com. So please don't think I'm being rude. That's where anything like that needs to go. Okay. Oh, and Elizabeth, yes, you were right, absolutely the person, and they should arrive this week, is all I'm going to say on that one. Haha, the rest of you will have to wait, but it's a lovely surprise. But Elizabeth gave me a heads up on something, and I followed her lead, and she was completely right. And it's something I've been trying to get hold of for a very long time. And she's like, you could just try these people. And yeah, it was exactly the right person. Exactly the right person. So well done you. Thank you very much. I owe you one. And everybody else will benefit hugely. Okay, so we have got 2 inner squares, 2 outer squares. We are going to, so now here's the thing, okay, if you are using, and this, I guess this kind of has a slight direction to it, then just bear in mind that your zip will start at the top and work its way down. So I'm going to have it, so I'm going to sew along that side so that my pouch will go like that. Right sides together. With the salt batiks, it kind of doesn't matter. Just pick a side. One will be slightly, let's go back to 1/4 inch. One will be slightly more, less vivid, that's the word I want, than the other. Sorry, brain has to catch up, doing 2 things at once. So we're going to do this on both. So again, I'm going to look and go, right, which is my top side? That's my top side. Let me put my other one there on top and stitch down that top side too. So we're right sides together, stitching 1/4 inch all the way down, because we are now on pouch number 2. Whoops. Gosh. Bit of speed. Ding. course, but a chain piecing, why not? And then press your seam, bing, 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 probably just because it's habit. And then push, just gently iron across like so. And then fold so that that seam is right on the top. There we go. It's a bit luscious. Woo! Yeah. And again, press, 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 setting that seam. Push away, just knocking it back with the edge of your iron. Oh, it's gorgeous, this fabric. There were just too many scrummy ones to choose from this morning. It was really hard, really hard. So I think what will happen is Freddie will end up with the Liberty one. Emily will probably end up with the one I just made. Would it be really awful if I ended up with a matching pair? Yeah, I made it. So the zip will go, and this is the colour zip that comes in your kit. I went with an extra white one there. So the zip will start from the top there and will come down like that. Ta-da! Down like so. So we now need to do the same. Run a line of glue along both sides. I'm going to put that face down, and actually to help me, I'm going to keep that at the top. And when I run the glue down, I'm going to make sure that I keep that at the top as I do so. Okay, if I can find it. Beep, 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 beep. Oh, Helen said just had to buy the pheasant fabric in green. I meant to demo in that this morning and then completely forgot. I got bamboozled by I fabric cheated. Oh, I did. I meant to. I put it aside. I even cut an extra one to do it and then completely forgot because I was talking to the vet and picked up the wrong one. And by the time that I realised my mistake, I had already cut it. So my mistake, somebody's gain, because it meant I could add another one to stock for you. So again, when I put a little run of glue, and I do mean it is just a diddly, diddly, diddly tiny bit. See, diddly, diddly, diddly tiny bit. And that is just going to go on the wrong side of the zip. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. So again, I know that I want this to be, I want this so that that's going to be at the top. Leaving enough of a gap for the zip. This actually is the easier one to do because you're not having to turn it inside on itself. So that's one side. Glue basted. I have never glue basted before. I've always used the tape, and you know that has been my absolute go-to. But like I say, unless you have the wash away, if you have the wash away and you're prepared to wash it straight away, then go with that. Don't buy the fabric glue. If not, then what I would say is, and if you already have the glue, because if you bought the glue when we did the leather work, then you'll already have the Txt glue. So I do want to try and use products that you've already bought so that there isn't like a great long list. Do you know, you could do the old-fashioned thing and pin. I mean, that's free, isn't it, really? Pinning. It's just a bit more of a faff. Right sides, down we go. little bubble. Bink. Now, for those of you that missed the show with lovely Michelle, who came in and did the leather work, she works for Paratex, so she was explaining that, and this is the reason that I use it again, is that it doesn't have any chemical nasties in. It is to the very, very highest standard that you can get, water-based. It's got all of the certification. It's proper good stuff. So I'm happy to use it, especially if I'm going to have to share some of these with, you know, the small people. The smalls, as I like to. Oh, that makes me sound like pants, doesn't it? Susan says that she loves my cats. Do you know what? Some mornings, you could probably have my cats. No, I'm joking. They are monsters sometimes. Oh no! I should have done that on there, shouldn't I? Right, you won't have to do this at home. I'm just doing this just to try to speed things up a little bit. So I am just going to press and just see if I can just... I don't know if it's going to work, but I kind of need it glued for the next bit. Oh, hang on. No, I don't. I've got something else I can do in between. Hold that thought. Now, I didn't do this with my last one, but I'll do it with this one because we've got the time. And that is to make little handles. So with that little offcut that you had, fold it in half and press. Dinkety dinkety dink. Now this might be dangerous because if something has a handle on, that invariably means that my kids think they can just fling it around the place. Ooh. Helen says, if I'm going to adapt the triangle pattern, could you not add as an add-on on the original? It's a whole different way of adding in a zip. That's the only thing, Helen. And the kit won't come with those zips. Oh, talking of zips, I do and also it'll be different sizes because I want to do a smaller version to keep all your quilters clips in. What else was I going to say? But what I will do, I mean, if you know how to put in a zip normally, then you'll be absolutely fine. Just put in your zip normally. It's only that this is an abnormal zip. So if you want to just add in your zip normally, then do so and carry on and use those instructions absolutely as it is. Just with this bit, like you would put in a normal zip. So if you've got something like my my handy zip pouch pattern, that shows you how to put in a normal zip anyway, and just use those instructions rather than for the lace zip. Whew, that hot, really hot. I'm just going to run a stitch down now on that side that I've just done, and of course I keep forgetting, I don't know, seriously, how many years have I been sewing and I still put it too close to the edge so that it eats it? Don't do that, don't do that. There we go. And of course now I've come unthreaded. Honestly, sometimes user error is a right old faff, isn't it? See, now this machine only likes to be threaded when its foot is down. Likes to tell me all these things. Janet says, beautiful fabrics and zips. Thank you, Janet. I have a wonderful time sourcing all of these things. It doesn't always happen quickly, where, you know, when people say, could you just find us? I think, oh yes, I possibly could. But like I said, it doesn't always happen quickly, but I will get there in the end. And then it's funny how things come about. You know, the zips came about, and then I was like, oh, I really want something to showcase those beautifully. And so then the patterns come about, and I see things, and I'm like, how can I adapt this, that, and the other? Whereas if somebody actually gave me somebody else's pattern to do, no chance, no chance, no chance at all. But because I make the triangular iPad rests, then it's easy. It was just easy to sort out and work out how to do it. Okay, so however big you want that to be, and again, this is just this is a little extra add-on. There we go. Trim that down. There'll be scraggly edges, and there is a bin down there, by the way. I'm not just. There'd be no point. It's me that does the cleaning and the tidying up. There'd be no point me just being a bit excitable about it, just throwing it on the floor. Right, let's have a look. Has this done its bit? No, it pretty much has. I might just give it another quick whee. Again, more technical terms for you there, just to speed up the process. And then let's switch across. Oh, it's just so gorgeous. To here we go. To a zipper foot, and let's zipper this into place. Okay. And again, what I'm going to be doing is stitching just above the star. Gone in with white thread here, so you're going to see if I go a bit wobbly. There's every chance because I've just said it. The white on white earlier was terribly forgiving. And again, with the measurements given, what you should be able to do is have that zip, like you can see there, that zipper is off the end. So I haven't had to do that stopping and zhuzhing around with the zip thing that you might otherwise have to do. Ah, do you know what? It's not bad, is it? Just not bad. And so that I don't have to try and start and pop my foot on underneath there, this is why zipper foots are great, because all I need to do is just spin it across to the other side, trying really hard not to get all of my threads. Where's my whizzy tool? Ah, there we go. Which means that I can now start the opposite side. And again, starting just slightly off, keeping to this side of the stars, and away we go. It's unlike me to go so slowly, isn't it? Concentrating. There we go. That is both sides now stitched down. My thing hasn't gunked. And there we go. That's all sewn on and caught all the way down. The only place it has sort of not quite caught is just up there, but that's going to be in the seam, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. Otherwise, if you do have a bit that you just missed off on the seam, just go back in and stitch over, it's fine. You will be working with a thread that actually matches, so you'll be fine. Now, this little handle, if you want this to be a part of everything, then upside down, pop it just to the left hand side of the top of your zip there. I'm going to change my foot over. You are going to sew it Now this is the weird thing, you're not going to sew it to both the lining and you're just going to sew it to the top. Okay. If you want to add in a handle, this is completely optional. Completely optional. And if you do want to add in a handle, these isn't in the instructions, so you will just have to watch this back just to add it in. But like I said, the only thing that you need to remember there we go. And I've just gone backwards and forwards over that twice because, like I say, if my kids get hold of anything with a handle, they will fling it around the place. They just can't help themselves. They are small. And that happens. Right, snip, good, done. So now we are looking at a little something like that. Okay. Now, I've got to remember now which way to do it because I made a sample earlier on, I can't remember. So what we are going to do is... we are going to sew, pop your sides together like that, as if you were making a normal pouch, and you're going to go down the short sides. Okay, this is where I'm going to change it up. I'm not going to keep my 1/4 inch seam. I'm going to start to step it up a little bit and keep in the middle. So down the long sides. Kind of wish I'd printed off a copy of my instructions now. That would have been helpful. And again, those seams there. Down we go. Ba-ba. There we go. Okay, now this is where all your jiggery pokery happens, and it's all a bit crazy. So normally you'd stitch, wouldn't you, and you'd have a lovely pouch. Ah, happy days, we're all good. No, what we are going to do now is take this and line up our seam along with the zips. So top seam, bottom seam, line it up along the zips like so, and you'll get everything laid up like that. So you just layer everything up. And I'll show you. And I just tend to press just those seams. You can finger press, or you can go to your iron and just press just the bottom of those seams open. It's just going to lessen the bulk. Okay, so that's my lining. That's my middle seam now on top of the bottom of my zip. So you can see that is the base of my zip. Okay, we're working on that end. That is my seam for my top. And again, that where my bottom zip is there. And then I'm going to take it to the machine and I'm going to go forwards and going to go back again. And then along we come. Now, because of how I did this with your measurements, that metal, the one metal part of the zip is, if I come unthreaded again. Hang on. Have I sewn anything? No. Right. Let me just rethread the machine again. sometimes because this because the machine cuts the thread, if you don't hold on to it, which I don't, sometimes it just comes up just a little bit short, I find. So sometimes it just comes undone, but the needle threader is so ace, it really doesn't matter. Right, let's put that back in there. Right, along we go. Right, making sure that everything is nice and neat as I go over, gently over. If you want to just go back over that, do, but go gently over that zip. Across you go. Backwards, forwards. And we are at that point. Now, get your paper scissors, your kitchen scissors, the one that doesn't matter, and just snip the end of that zip off. And then snip those corners. So we're going to have a nice crisp corner, like so. Like that. Okay. Then we're going to flip it. And we're going to look about this top side here, okay? So magically we're back in the beginning. Right, so now it will be, see, this is why we didn't stitch that onto the lining, because now we pull them apart like you would sew a normal pouch, okay? You can tell I'm working with the slightly heavier interfacing, can't you? Any questions? Any questions? Oh, you couldn't resist ordering the rabbits. Yeah. It happens. It happens. Shelley says, thank you for helping me to put colours together. You've made it much easier. It's my absolute pleasure. Right, now, before I carry on and before we stitch all of this together, what I'm going to do is open this zip a little bit. And I'm just going to stitch back and forth along that top just to hold it together. So, you know those quilting clips that I had a minute ago? Just clip the end together like so, and then just there it is, clipped, and I'm just going to go backwards and forwards just over that end of the zip, gently avoiding the metal bit. Whew. Eliza Jane says, your zips are very pretty, but on your choice of fabrics they look so sophisticated. We'll have to order later. Oh, thank you, that's really lovely. And Della is using her Creative Grids Hexie. Love it today. There we go. So that's just going to hold that together, which is just going to help us in this next bit. Right. So now, pull it apart like that. Teeth to the inside. I could never remember. And then I thought to myself, why don't I just remember that your teeth are inside your face? So yeah, of course. So the teeth go towards the inside, and that's how I now remember it. Okay. Stick with me. You'll have all sorts of weird stuff going through your head. You lucky people. But that is honestly how I have to remember stuff. Not often I pin, but you can pin or you can mark. I am going to mark a turning through gap on my lining side. That is all. Yeah, okay. So that's going to be my turning through gap. You can see my pins there. And I'm just going to pop my quilter's clip over that zip just to make sure that the teeth behave themselves and stay towards the lining side, and then the rest of it actually lines up very nicely to the machine. Let's go. I'm just going to, I say let's go. I'm just double checking. Yeah, really open the zip. Really open the zip. Okay, as we were. Okay, so forwards and backwards and forwards again. Whee! It does take a moment with these just to get your head round what end has to happen where, but once you've done that, you're okay. Oh, hang on. Whoa. Reversing. We nearly had spot the deliberate mistake. Pop it in. How did that flick out? Get back in there. If you're adding in a handle, naughty thing, make sure it's actually in there. Gosh, right, back as we were. I was just about to tell you to go nice and easy over the handle if you have chosen to add one in. Right, here we go. So we're going to go through a few layers, that's okay. Through we go. Now that that's there. Where's my awl to be doing all this pokey business? Okay, now we're getting to the zip, but I know I'm okay to go because look, there's my metally bit there. So I know I'm not going to break my needle going over that. Hurrah. And then as I come down, following the line down, and then a triple stitch, that triple holding stitch that this machine is fabulous for, or you can go backwards and forwards, it's entirely up to you. Cut the threads, foot up, move across. This was my turning through gap, right? Foot down, triple stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, however many it does. It's not really a triple stitch, is it, as it does more. And then just finish off to the end, a little forwardsy backsy at the end, or a triple stitch to hold, anything that just holds it. We're done. Haha. Take it to here, and you can now cut off that zip top. Gone. Trim those edges, miter those edges, take the bulk out of those edges. Do that. Done. Find your turning-y through gap and do exactly that. Turn it through. I can't wait to see this one actually, because this was one of the colours that I was like, oh, it's so gorgeous. If you haven't bought them all, I have to go back in and make a few more. I think this is my newfound thing that I like to do. Well, then you see it kind of matches, doesn't it? It matches my iPad stands, my tablet stands, and all of those. And all I'm doing is just going, finding all those corners and pushing into those corners. And then if I find the lining here, you can slip stitch it, you can tape it, you can do whatever you like with it, but press it first. I'm just going to do a lazy top stitch. Just a little lazy top stitch. Well, then it's done, isn't it? And I don't have to worry about it because it's all done. Make sure everything else is out of the way. Oh yeah, I'm going to need a new needle after today. Obviously, you would do it in a colour that matches. Would be my advice to you. But you know what? It sits right up in the top, up there. She's not going to see it. It's fine. Shh. I won't tell anyone if you don't. And then, so this is the difference with using, hang on. This one has a lighter weight, little bit floppier. This one has your medium weight interfacing. It's entirely up to you, but it just has a little bit more body, a little bit more stiffness, and how beautiful is that? I mean, just exquisite with your little handle. And then I'm going to have to go back on and rewrite those instructions with the handle, because actually it is quite handy. Okay, I'll do that. There we go. It looks like a lace collar, doesn't it? I don't know who that is, giving us a little ring. There we go. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is your pyramid lace pouch. I rather love that. I am pleased with my work this morning. Very pleased with my work. Yeah, just sometimes you make things and you're like, oh yeah, no, I really, really love that. So there it is, like I say, with your lightweight interfacing, still absolutely great. That one doesn't have a handle on. If you don't want to have a handle on, that's absolutely fine. That one does have a handle on. Again, that's absolutely fine. You can make it bigger, smaller, fatter, thinner, however you want. Just remember, you don't sew it to anything other than the outer. Don't sew it onto the lining as well. But you can always watch these back. A lot of you often ask, oh, where can I find it again? If you go to Natasha Makes on YouTube, they are always there. If you go to www.natashamakes.com, that's where you can find all these goodies on the website. And also we have a catch-up page. So all of the shows go onto there. And if you've missed any of the products, or you see me demo with something, you go, oh, quite like the look of that. They're all the products I've used on the show are all listed underneath on the website, on the catch-up page. So do take a look at that. It's just trying to make it easy for you so you don't run out of stuff. Oh, look at me tidying. Hark at me. What else have I got to say? Oh, we have got brand new creative grids tomorrow. Yes, indeedly doodly. We have 10 o'clock. We will be here live as ever. I hope that you all have a fabulous rest of the day. Is there anything else that I need to know? Oh, Michaela loves the green ones. Yeah, got to be done. Linda says that she loves them all, but she doesn't think her husband would appreciate if he bought them all. There are some that are, you know, a little nod towards the masculine. So, you know, that would help. And Michaela's ordered interfacing. What else have we got? Claire says, do the batiks have a right or a wrong side? No, well, it's down to personal preference. There isn't a right and a wrong side per se. So the batiks that you get with these, they are all salt dyed batiks. So no two pieces are the same. It is very much about how much salt is thrown over. So what happens is the dye is put on the fabric and then salt is thrown over the fabric. And of course the salt absorbs some of the water, which then means that what is left, the dye is slightly heavier, which is how you get this beautiful effect. It's absolutely stunning. So there isn't a right or a wrong, it's down to personal preference. It's not like a printed fabric where you go, oh, that's definitely the right or the wrong side. No, it's totally down to you. Carol says the best fragrance one, don't agree, but the unfragrance, no problem with. Great product. It is. It's finding the right one for you, isn't it? And oh, if you're in a hurry, use a hairdryer. Well, says the ex-hairdresser, says Elizabeth. Well, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And Fiona says the glue is fab. Use it to make a wallet for Father's Day. Then made myself a sort of finger gauntlet from one of the leather straps. Ooh! To use when doing EPP. Oh, perfect. What a great idea. great idea. And Anne's just saying hello. She's going to catch up later. Hello. What else? What else? What else? I have found my zipper foot that I love against my expensive branded one. Oh, okay. There you go. Did you know if a metal zip is sticky, e.g. boots, draw on it with a pencil, the powder from the lead, hang on, makes it free up. Perhaps not on a white zip. I did not know that. You are a wealth of knowledge. Wealth of knowledge. That's what I love about you lot. You always know. There we go. Good stuff. Right. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. And do I sell the Teflon pressing sheets? Yes, Rena, I do. They are on the website. They come with... watch the shows to see how to use them. They come with 10 sheets of parchment paper so that you can trace off designs if you want to do a plié with them. But when I got mine, I stole the idea from the Goddess sheet, which is actually a far more expensive sheet for pressing, but they're all out of stock at the moment. So these are unbranded, so they're less expensive. But I just cut a little rounded edge on one corner, and I don't know if you noticed, but when I'm pressing I keep that in the top right hand corner, and then even if I'm pressing flat like that I keep it in the top right hand corner so that I know that my iron won't get gunked. Okay, but even so, if I do accidentally forget or anything like that, and actually I used the temporary adhesive to spray baste onto here the other day, and then you just rub it off or wipe it off, and it's great. They look a bit battered. It doesn't matter. It really makes absolutely, that I can show it. Mine has been very well loved and used, and you can see you get like the odd crease on it. It makes absolutely no difference at all. When you get yours, they will be folded like that. Again, it doesn't matter. It's a pressing mat. And you say that's mine, that's where I keep mine folded. But equally, if I want to use it as one thing, I just unfold it, and it really doesn't matter. So that is how to use them, and they are on the website. Yeah, there you go. Okay, alrighty. Oh, look at you with all your hair appointments, fabulous. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you 10 o'clock here tomorrow, bright and early. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and take care and stay safe and all of that. And I'll see you later. Bye bye.